Greetings all, my name is JD from Studio 2105. Welcome back to Direct Access MixStream and a brand new episode of Weekly Update Wednesdays. This week's video is going to be touching on a home studio design subject, specifically a question on air conditioners. If this is your first time to this channel, a warm welcome to you. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons who help to support the channel financially. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button. Don't forget also to click on the notification bell so that you'll be updated every time I put out a brand new video. Sign up for the email list for a bunch of free stuff, and if you want to become a patron, head on down to www.patreon.com/studio2105 to find out more. What's the best air conditioner for a home studio? I looked at an ad for a brand that claims to have 19 dB noise levels, but the reviews say that it's not that quiet. This question comes from Mohd Zameer of Malaysia. Thank you so much for sending in your question. Now, Mohd Zameer also has got his own YouTube channel called Ecstasy Tunes. I suggest that you go and check it out. Link is going to be down in the description below. It's a lot of interesting tips and tricks, especially if you are a Cubase user like me. Folks, if you have any questions, please do leave them down in the comment section below. If you've got a great question, I will be more than happy to answer them and also give a shout out to your YouTube channel as well. Now, let me start with a disclaimer. I'm not an acoustician. I'm not a HVAC engineer. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I would also not be the best person to take such advice from in the first place, okay? Always do your research, okay? Consult a qualified professional when it comes to selecting and, especially important, installing a HVAC system. Now, the single best resource that I can direct you to is the John Sayers Recording Studio Design Forum. I highly recommend spending some time on it. Lots of resources and information, and a lot of helpful folks on that forum as well that will even go the extra mile as even help you out to design stuff and to share all the information with you. You check it out. Link is down in the description below. Now, generally speaking, most modern split type air conditioning units are very quiet nowadays. The advertised figure which you said of 19 dB is not unusual, it's not surprising, but bear in mind these are probably noise figures that were measured in a testing lab somewhere, unless they say that, oh, this was tested in a typical environment. Because not only do you have the noise that's from the AC as well, very often in the average bedroom or living room or home studio, you got other sort of ambient noise as well, maybe traffic, maybe a noise that's just coming from the overall environment. Now, I don't know about you, but I find reviews not entirely helpful. There are lots of factors that can contribute to a noisier than expected, air conditioning unit. The first and most important factor is selecting the unit with the right power rating for the size of the room and its cooling requirements. So sometimes people get this thing wrong, right? So for example, if an air conditioning unit, if an AC is too small for the room, then you've got to, blast it at the maximum speed in order to cool the room down. Now, of course, then it ends up the air conditioning is going to be noisy. Now, on the other hand, if it is too powerful, it becomes a waste of energy. Then you end up, with a room which is like way too cool and it's just simply inefficient. I personally actually prefer a slightly higher power rating than what's recommended for my room. So for example, if let's say you would need a 1 horsepower unit, I would recommend just going slightly above, go for a 1.5 horsepower unit instead. The reason why I prefer to this, and this is me personally, okay, is this would allow me to run the air conditioner at its slowest speed settings, right? For quieter operation. The cooler temperatures is also actually beneficial for the lifespan of studio gear. So I personally don't mind being it a little bit slightly chilly inside the studio. If it's too cold, just put on an extra jacket or a sweater or something like that to keep yourself warm. The next important consideration is positioning. you want the air, right, that's being blown from the AC to have unrestricted airflow, because turbulent air will inadvertently be noisier. So that means you don't want to place it in weird corners. You don't want the air to, be blocked by, let's say, furniture or some other stuff. You want it to have clear, unobstructed airflow into the room. Now, at the same time, you don't want the air to blow directly, right, into your listening sweet spot, as that can cause some phase issues, right, especially in the high frequencies. Anyone who's attended an outdoor concert on a windy day will tell you exactly, will know what I'm talking about. Wind, right, moving air can drastically affect, right, the direction of travel of sound waves, especially those at the higher frequencies. For the same reason also, you will want to position your recording space, okay? For example, if you're in a home studio, very often, right, you don't have a separate control room and live room. Everything is all going to be in one room. So you got to figure out where, in which zone, which area, which part of the room you want to dedicate and allocate and put your instruments, you want to put your mics there. So some of the strategies you want to take into account is that you would want the null of your microphone, right, which typically, right, would be a cardioid polar pattern. You want the null, right, the back portion with maximum rejection to point directly at the blower unit. For added isolation, right, I highly recommend that you use, gobo panels, absorbent panels. Either you can custom make them or you can DIY. If space is limited, you can, get those reflection filter devices as well. I personally don't really like the reflection filters. I feel that it doesn't really give that much of a benefit for how much they cost. But in an untreated room, right, it's better than having nothing at all. So a combination of all of the above, plus a fairly sizable room allows me to sort of keep the AC switched on during recording, right, when I'm recording in Studio A. This helps to keep the singers and the musicians comfortable. Now, of course, in a properly designed studio, HVAC, needs are usually handled by a system of, supply and return air ducts. With the air handling unit, the blower, usually it's in a separate room, in a machine room, in a different space, a separate part of the building itself, and of course totally isolated. Now obviously this won't be possible in a home studio, right? Be it in an apartment or a house or something like that, but there are alternatives to achieve the necessary cooling while keeping the noise floor. The design in Studio B, I'll show you, right? Hopefully I'll insert some videos here. What I did is I actually used a normal split type air conditioner, the normal household types. Of course, I selected a brand which is pretty well known for having very, very low noise levels. This air conditioner, the blower, is installed above a dropped ceiling. There is an air supply duct that leads out to the output, right, which has a diffuser grill as well. Inside the duct, there it is lined with a sound absorbing material. It's not a straight line, it's actually like a curve. The reason why is to slow down the speed of the air that's coming out of the aircon, because again, turbulent air is noisy. If the velocity of the air that's exiting the supply, the duct, can be as slow as possible, then it will be a lot quieter. This way, right, it helped me to achieve, right, the noise floor levels so that I can do a lot more critical stuff. For example, voiceovers, dubbing work. Now, if I'm recording songs and singing, a little bit of noise floor is okay. But when it comes to things like voiceovers, you really need your room, your recording booth to be really, really whisper quiet. Now, if these things don't work, right, these plans, you can't incorporate them into your home studio design, either because of budget or maybe because of space constraints. For example, if your ceiling is very, very low, then it's very hard to put in a drop ceiling, obviously, okay? What you got to do then is you have to plan your sessions. Plan ahead. You switch on, right, your air conditioner, let it run at high speeds, let it cool down the room at least like say half an hour before. Then when it's time to record, just turn it off. For example, right now in the control room right now, as I'm recording the video, I've actually switched off the AC here, where while I would take maybe about 15-20 minutes to record, that's perfectly fine. Okay, the room is cool. I'm not going to be suffocating or going hot lah, because the air conditioning has been running before that. Now, if all else fails, noise removal software will come to the rescue. For example, you've got those from Isotope, Acusonus, and very recently, just a day or two ago actually, Waves announced their Clarity VX and VX Pro, which is powered by their neural network technology. Now, the ability to remove noise has truly become remarkable in the past couple of years with the advances in AI and machine learning technology. Now, in fact, I've seen the Waves Clarity VX demos, and if those are anything to go by, things such as ambient noise and aircon noise, literally, that's how groundbreaking it is. It's gonna be a thing of the past already. Maybe I'll do a demo, another video of the Waves Clarity VX. Of course, I have to get my hands on it first, and check it out. Maybe show you guys how to use it. So there you have it, just a little bit of information, what I know and what I've applied in the design of my own studio here. Hopefully you found it useful and informative. If you did, please do leave a like, do share this with your friends. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell. Do consider signing up to become a patron. That would be really awesome. I would really love and appreciate the support, in creating content such as this for you. Till next time, see you again in another video. Happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, and music.